Obesity is a recent problem and a very big problem that India is facing today. And recently, a small clipping from my talk that I had spoken on obesity has gone viral, and a lot of people have been discussing about obesity and the causes, and I am getting a lot of questions. So I thought, let me make this video to address some of the questions and to clarify some of the misconceptions around obesity. First thing I would like to say is that yes, of course, obesity, one of the reasons for obesity is calorie in and out and is a wrong lifestyle choice. So if you are eating too much of food, if you are eating the wrong kind of food at the wrong time, and if you are not using any physical activity but only having a sedentary lifestyle, then obviously that is the most obvious and commonly known cause of obesity. Because it is very commonly known, I do not talk too much about it because I prefer to talk about the other causes which are not so commonly known. One of the causes of obesity, according to research, is also chronic stress. This is happening because today more and more people are working, workplaces have become very stressful. Remember, when we are in a state of chronic stress, there is excessive cortisol in the system, the nervous system or the autonomic nervous system gets dysregulated. Autonomic nervous system is responsible for your digestion, for your hormone imbalance, etc. So when the autonomic nervous system is dysregulated due to chronic stress, our body goes through something called metabolic syndrome, and metabolic syndrome is linked to obesity and weight gain. So there may be many people who are actually eating less, they are not eating more, they are also working out, they are having a physical active lifestyle, yet they may be putting on weight because of chronic stress. So obviously this is one of the reasons. The other also reason based on research is trauma and PTSD. Adverse childhood experiences or childhood trauma or PTSD also result in chronic toxic stress for a prolonged period of time, and this in turn again leads to obesity. In the 1980s, Dr. Vincent Felitti, who was an endocrinologist, had conducted a huge research spanning thousands of people on obese women, and he found out that all the women who had obesity also had some sort of childhood trauma, specifically sexual abuse in childhood or physical abuse. There were many other subsequent researches conducted that link or that say that there is a correlation between sexual abuse in childhood and higher levels of BMI or obesity amongst adults. So obviously childhood trauma and abuse also is connected to obesity. Research also shows that emotional imbalances like low self-worth, body image issues, depression also result in obesity, because in all these situations the person ends up binge eating or emotional eating, using food as a coping structure, and that in turn again increases the calorie and results in weight gain. So obviously we cannot look at obesity in isolation. We cannot assume that a person is fat or obese just because he or she is eating too much. There could be many other reasons behind that, and we have to be mindful and sensitive to these other reasons that could be causing obesity, not just eating food. And to answer the questions, when people say what should be done about it, answer is obvious. Of course, you have to be mindful of your calorie in, calorie out. You have to be mindful of your lifestyle, have a physically fit lifestyle, active lifestyle. But even after doing all of that, if you are still not losing weight, then you know where you have to work on, which is the underlying chronic toxic stress that could be coming from, again, your work, your relationships, or childhood trauma baggage that you are carrying. So please work on your childhood trauma, take therapy, take help, regulate your nervous system, and you will start seeing the results as far as obesity is concerned. There is a book written by Dr. Gunjan Trivedi on obesity, which is a lifestyle disease which can be prevented. The book has a lot of research and a lot of evidence-based solutions for obesity. If you are interested, please read up the book. And if you want to get more data and research papers on it, then do go to our website. You can search wellness space obesity on Google, and you will get the entire article on obesity and the emotional causes behind obesity in that article with the relevant research. I hope this video is useful, and I hope it answers a lot of your questions that you've asked in the obesity reel that has gone viral.